All right, guys, welcome back, and this is gonna be part 2 of our stuffing bread. I will link part 1 up above for you guys in an iCard, but today we are actually gonna take the bread, we're gonna cube it up, we're gonna put it in the dehydrator. I have an Excalibur behind me. I will leave a link for it down below, and yeah, we're gonna get this bread in the dehydrator. We're gonna turn it on. This video probably won't end until, I'm gonna guess, either late tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever this bread gets fully dehydrated. If you don't have a home dehydrator, you can go ahead and set your oven to a low temperature. I'm thinking probably around 250 degrees, maybe 225, and you can also dry your bread out that way. You can also do it the old school way, like my mom used to, and just put it out in a big tin and kind of rotate it and just let it dry naturally out in the air. But since I have a dehydrator and it's just fast and easy, and then I can put it in an airtight container, I choose to do it this way. So I'm just going to bring the bread over to you now, and we're gonna cube it up. All right, so go ahead and slice this up. And as you can see, this is just, it's a beautiful bread. And you don't want the slices too thin for stuffing. Like I said, you can also use this bread for hot turkey sandwiches. And you have leftover turkey from Thanksgiving. Just another way you can go ahead and use this. So then what I'm gonna do, well, that one wants to come out. So I just slice it into 3s and then slice it again into 3s, and that's kind of how I make my bread cubes. And then I'm gonna slide out my dehydrator and just get those pieces on a tray. You know, zoom you around so you can see. So my Excalibur has 9 trays, so I can really pack this in. So we're gonna do the end pieces. And you can make the cubes smaller if you want. It's up to you on how big or how small you want your cubes. I kind of like them on the bigger side for stuffing. If I was making croutons, I'd make them smaller for salad. But that's just what I like. So it's totally up to you on what you like. But there are my bread cubes. All right, so I'm going to keep slicing up here. And then I'll bring you back when I get my dehydrator all filled up and ready to run. Okay, we're about to cut into the second loaf here. So I want to reference this book. This is the Ultimate Dehydrator Cookbook. And this is by Tammy Gangloff. She has a YouTube channel here on YouTube, and I love her book. And this is, man, this is my go-to book. This is where I go to find everything I ever want to dehydrate. So on page 154 of her book, and I will leave a link to this book down below for you guys, she has a whole area here for dehydrating bread and stuffing breadcrumbs. So she says here, we're going to dehydrate this at 135 for 3 to 4 hours. So I'm hoping that these are dehydrated enough by this evening that I can finish up. I can show you guys the end result, and I can get this video up for you by tonight, late tonight, but tonight nonetheless. So there you have it. So 135 for 3 to 4 hours. And then for those of you, because I got a few comments yesterday on my other video about making the stuffing. On page 288, she has a whole area on how to make ready to make classic bread stuffing. Exactly what you need how to make it. And then she has several variations of the recipe. There's a rosemary apple stuffing with walnuts, spiced apple stuffing, tomato garlic stuffing, zucchini stuffing. So she includes recipes in her book, which I love. So that's her book. This is my go-to. These are my breadcrumbs. They are, well, bread cubes, I should say, not crumbs. I do make breadcrumbs. It's a great way to use up old stale bread, especially homemade bread. So nothing ever goes to waste. But these are our bread cubes for our stuffing. I was able to kind of space out most of the racks except for the last one. So I was able to get 5 trays in here. And we're gonna go ahead now and put the glass door on. And then we are gonna go up here and we are gonna set this baby to 135. And I will bring you guys back when this is all done and I will show you what it looks like. Welcome back. I'm making dinner and my breadcrumbs are done. So while my meat is browning up over there, I figured I would bring you guys back and we will get those bread cubes in a jar. So I am using, I think this is, I don't know if this is a half, this is bigger than a half gallon. I think this is a 1 gallon mason jar. I'm pretty sure it is. I got it at Costco when I was in Ohio with Paul, and I've been saving it for this very reason. So I'm super excited to actually use it. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and I have my funnel. The funnel actually sits perfectly right inside of that jar. And I'm gonna pull out the full tray. I think it'll be easier. So, and then I'm just gonna pick up the whole pad here and in they go. It might actually be easier without the funnel, quite frankly. All right, let's try it without the funnel. Let's try it without the funnel. All right, so there's one that I have to wash. Let's try 2. They are so good. You guys are gonna have to fight not to eat these because you're putting them in your jar. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so there's 2 trays. I might not be able to fit all of them, but that's okay. If I have too much, I can actually just put them in a baggie, in a Ziploc gallon size freezer bag. All right. There we go. And as you can see, they are very, very hard, very crunchy, and very, very delicious. And this is how I make my my homemade croutons. You can toast your croutons in butter and then dehydrate them, but quite frankly, I don't take the extra oil if I can get away with it, just because, you know, trying to lose weight. So, all right, let's see. Let's see. I'll shake some down. This one I think is going to be too big. But there we go. There we have it. There's a whole jar. So I've got 1 and a little some that won't fit, but that's okay. This is what I'll use for Thanksgiving. And then the other breadcrumbs I can actually use over the weekend. When I make some barbecue chicken over the weekend, I can just make a little side of some homemade stuffing. I don't know, it's dressing, stuffing. I always grew up in a home that called it stuffing, whether you stuffed the bird or you didn't. It was just always called stuffing. Some of you may refer to it as dressing, because I do not stuff my turkey with my stuffing or dressing. I'm going to be stuffing my turkey this year with apples and onions. I've never done that before. I've done onions, but usually it's onions, celery, you know, carrots, that kind of stuff. But this year I'm going to try apples. I think it's going to be really good. Anyway, there you go. There you have it. Homemade future stuffing or dressing that you made from scratch. You controlled the ingredients. You controlled everything. So give it a try. I hope you do. If you do, let me know down below. I know so many of you love this recipe and have been using it now for the past couple of years. Along with me, it's the best, isn't it? Really quick, I just wanted to add that these do not have preservatives in it. So what you want to do, if you want to keep them long term, you want to store them in an airtight container or a plastic bag, something like that, a Mylar bag. You can put an oxygen absorber in it. You can, you don't want to seal any jars because they say it'll crush your bread cubes, but you can suction a Mylar bag if you choose to put them in a bag. This is per the dehydrating book that I'll leave a link down below to. My bread cubes never last that long, but I'm gonna store them in my pantry, which is cool and dark and dry, and they will definitely keep a week. But if you pack them in a bag with oxygen absorbers, they will last up to a year. So just keep that in mind when you store these. I don't think they'll last that long though. But anyway, okay guys, I'll be seeing you soon. I just wanted to throw that in. Thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving to my American friends, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye guys.